welcome to the last installment of my third 12-week year. This is gonna be my last 12-week year. After that I will change all of it, and yeah, I'm really happy that you're back here. We're gonna do a little weekly review of the last weeks, and I just can say that obviously goals change within 3 months. In the beginning I decided to do tone it up workouts and realized that I needed something more gentle at the moment, and maybe it's just not the time to work out at the beach. I can do that again in the spring, but currently I really enjoy working out with Marie. She's a plus size personal trainer doing YouTube workouts, and they're very low impact. It really helps to have a representation of a different body type, and yeah, she's probably not full on heavy energy like other very ripped trainers on YouTube, and I feel way more that I'm able to follow her style and speed, and yeah, really enjoy it. She's also losing weight, so it's kind of cool to see how she's changing over time. But yeah, let's get started with week 9. Score wise, this has been my best week so far, 92%. That was really good. I also completed 3 workouts. On Sunday I didn't feel well and ended up I craved a lot of comfort foods and just staying first in bed and then on my sofa. Didn't get a lot of things done, and it was mostly because I had watched a movie called Älskling, or Lovable. It's the story of a woman who is divorced, has married again, has now 2 children from the first marriage and now 2 children from the second marriage, and struggling in that marriage because she feels really alone. Be very aggressive to her kids but also to her partner, and he threatens to leave the marriage now, and she's moving to Oslo and is kind of doing therapy here, and a lot of changing in that time. Very vulnerable, very touching movie, and sometimes when I have watched things like that, it takes me quite a lot of time to kind of process it. I do think it's because I'm highly sensitive, and yeah, I could see that I was completely off yesterday, so it just didn't work out the way I probably wanted to. So I ended up eating at the sofa, watching Friends, but I really wanted to kind of order a pizza, and I didn't, and I'm really proud of that because I knew that the pizza wouldn't have given me what I needed. I needed just a really rest day and being kind to myself. But I even did a workout, ended up doing 3 workouts this week, so I'm really proud of that. I also walked a lot this week. It has been beautiful. It's not too cold, so it's still nice to walk. So I will walk around 15 minutes if I go to work, and often 10 to 15 if I'm walking from work. Really depends, but I definitely get often a half hour in, which is really nice. And I also increased my fruit and veggie intake. I'm doing really well with legumes and fish. I do 2 portions of both of them every week, but I can see at some days I fall a bit off with the fruits and veggies. So I think that will be my sole focus for week 10. I will work on getting my fruits and veggie intake to 5 per day so that I can check off that yearly goal very soon. Week 10 was definitely not my best week. I reached only 76% on my habit tracker, and I would say it was mostly because I got some side effects from the vaccine. I just didn't feel really well. I didn't go to work for a few days. Some days are just not your best, and some weeks are just not your best, and that's okay. I would say, so obviously I wasn't able to train the way I usually do. I wasn't able to eat maybe as healthy as I wanted to, and that's okay. But I also see that there were a few really good things happening in this week. For example, I've got a new accountability group that is formed in Balance 365. We started texting already the week before, but now we had our first Zoom call together, and it's really cool because the other ones are in Canada and the US, and then I would say I'm the only one who hasn't family and children and all of that, But we're all in our 30s and struggle with different things. I think we had a really nice conversation. I really felt like, oh, this is going to be good. And we kind of said like we want to try to talk twice a month. Really curious how it's going to be. Obviously, they work on the same kind of like balance 365 core habits that they have, struggling with different things, and really looking forward to how it's gonna continue. Week 11 kind of like stands with like one big event. I had a friend over, and then on Saturday night, and then we had like let me think. We had chocolate, chips, pizza, and julebrus, which is kind of a Christmas soda that they sell here in Norway, and it was too much, definitely. Like next morning I had such a headache, plus I felt so nauseous. It was really difficult to actually eat anything, but then I was hungry, and yeah, a great reminder to enjoy your food but not eating all of it, and checking in with yourself. So I mean, there's still progress to make, but I've come so far, so it doesn't really influence me in a way feeling like, oh, this is too much, I have to work more on that. I think sometimes you just eat too much and that's it. And with that, Sunday turned out to be quite a little bit like a gloomy day, but I also kind of like didn't want to get anything done. I still want to continue eating the rest of the pizza out of that, which I did, but I do see that when I don't feel well, I usually want to neglect myself, and I've learned now to kind of like turn it around, saving the day by just doing a few things. Like usually it really helps to just tidy up the room or the flat. It helps to go to bed on time, and maybe also even preparing something for next week. If I do like these 3 things, I wake up on Monday and know we're gonna conquer this week and it will be okay. It's just such a great thing to set up for the week, and yeah, very happy with that. So let's go and look into week 12. This is the end of week 12, and with that it's also my last 12-week year that I have completed. I think with living with 86% habit tracker is a really good result. Obviously I was traveling on the weekend. You're gonna see that in Vlogmas next week. So yeah, it was a bit more tricky to cross off all the habits. I also struggled with like not having much appetite. I have had that now for several weeks, where I feel like not inspired to, or not having any cravings for anything, and then when I get too hungry, then I just eat the things that I know of, like, and that I always enjoy. So this is something I find a bit tricky, because I think if I don't have any appetite, why not eating a salad? Because, or something other things like healthy things, but that's not how my mind works. So we'll see how it goes in the next weeks. I think I have to do a bit more proper meal planning. I've got a new meal planner notepad, so we're gonna work a little bit on that probably in December. I think so. I also realized that my hips feel much better. Like I have had a hip injury for the past months. It's a hip bursitis, which takes a long time to heal. It has gotten much better. Most of the days I don't feel it at all, and that feels so good to kind of like walk and not having any pain. And then I had a great weekend. So I think we ended this 12-week year on a very positive note. This time I won't make an extra video for results. I'm gonna do it right away in here now. Let's talk about results on my 12-week year. What can I say? I mean, it was so easy compared to if I think about my first 12-week year, where I needed so much like outside support to just keep going, because I had no consistency, I had no confidence in myself, no self-trust that I would be able to complete it. And that is so different now. Now I really feel like I'm confident, thinking that I will reach my goals or plans that I have. Obviously they always change a bit or modify, but like following through on things, it gives you such a boost when you have learned to do that. And it took so much energy the whole year. And looking now at this third 12 week year and thinking like, that was almost a piece of cake, because I don't need that countdown anymore, like tracking all the days that I managed to keep going and all of that, and all the self-doubt wasn't there anymore. I did see some of the habits that I started on. After like 6 or 8 weeks, I could archive them and work on a bit on others. I definitely see that one goal I had that was for the whole year, that was to eat 5 portions of fruit daily and 2 portions of fish and legumes per week. I didn't reach that, but that's kind of like the only thing that was just too much in the end. I think maybe I want to work on that next year. Probably not. I feel a bit tired of it. It doesn't mean that I don't want to change my nutrition, but maybe I want to go in a different angle for now. But I'm happy with reaching all the other goals. And in general, like fall has always been a tricky season for me because I'm such a summer person, and it's hard to go into the colder season, but this one has been much better. I would say it helped that the weather wasn't that cold, but yeah, being more social, enjoying the small things, writing down something I'm grateful for every evening really helped to also change like how you look into the world, seeing more the positive small things around. That has helped tremendously, I would say. This time I don't have my pretty graphic, but just to throw out some of my statistics here, I've completed over 310 healthy habits in my habit tracker. I moved for 47 minutes on average daily, which is amazing. I mean, I think the recommended thing is like 30 minutes, so really good. I learned over 300 words in Italian, and I'm like 25% in the bubble course. It will take me probably almost a year until I reach A2 level next year, but for this year it was just a plan to kind of go into a course, doing some exercise on bubble and studying a few words, and I think I did that really well. It starts to kind of like, I hear some words here and there and I understand a little bit more, but we're still like truly beginners. I can ask, what's your name? Hi, how are you? How old are you? What's your telephone number? I think I can ask, what is your address? I'm not sure. And I should be able to say what I'm working as, but I don't remember it because exactly in that time I wasn't at the class. Yeah, but it will get better, and I'm really looking forward to the next Italian class that will start in January. So we're just going to continue with that, and in the meantime I will catch up on everything that I have maybe not forgotten, but maybe that as well, but also like learning to see what I have to work a bit more on, like the verbs, for example. Yeah, there's a bit to do, and I'm looking forward to that. One habit that stood out for me was that I managed to be in bed before 10 p.m. at I think 88% of the time, and it made such a difference because usually I know fall and winter I don't get anything done when 5 p.m. rolls around. It's completely dark outside and I just want to stay on the couch and I'm tired and so unmotivated. And now I sleep so much, like I don't sleep so much, but I sleep enough that I don't feel tired in the evening, and I get to do my workout in the dark, or drawing something or planning something, and or tidying up, and it doesn't like feel the same way as it did before. And having this probably very strict sleeping routine has done wonders, and I feel like this is a habit that has been very solid, same as like movement as well. I also wrote down something I'm grateful for 78% of the time. I do see that I skip it more often when I go to bed and I'm tired. I'm like, oh, I don't want to write something down, but has also helped a lot. So I'm definitely gonna keep going on doing this one. Then I've also lost weight. I lost half a kilo and 0.5% of body fat. Am I disappointed that I haven't lost more weight? Yes, I do. I do feel really disappointed, but there's always a different way to look at it. I mean, last year at the same time, I gained like 3 kilograms, so that could have happened as well. So be going slow in the right direction. I do see that I hid a bit behind my movement and sleep habits and haven't worked a lot on nutrition and internal cues that are together, these are the 4 core habits from the Balance 365 program that I'm in, and we have to work on that the next season in winter. But I mean, I have been so consistent. I think I did 20 YouTube workouts, mostly with Kamoya Ferry, but also some with Tone It Up in the beginning. But I've also been to, I think, 10 aqua aerobic classes, but I've also worked on leaving the bus like 3 or 4 stops before going to work, and I really see, like, as long as the weather is okay and it's not super slippery or super rainy, I can see myself already feeling like, oh, now we have to leave the bus, we can't go further, we have to walk. And that is such a lovely feeling when these things have become such a habit that you feel this inner urge to do it. And I'm pretty sure that I will continue like walking even further, and then at one point I will probably have to change my route. But yeah, we wait with that, probably until winter is over. What has worked? I got my future me letter that I wrote in the beginning of it, and it was so sweet to read it, and I definitely want to do that again. It really helps to start with your habits and then adjust within the next week or so. Sometimes the idea you had doesn't work, or you have to get a different clue or a different time. Sometimes you have to decrease the frequency you want to do it, because you have to start very, very small and then build up from there. Yeah, I would say that has helped a lot. Obviously, I love my habit tracker. I'm still gonna keep that one. It's so cute, and I love the confetti when you have like the perfect day. I've been regularly to coaching in Balance 365. I get like coached like every second week, and it helps so much to kind of like stay consistent, reviewing what you have worked on last time. You don't always get the same coach. I had luck so far. I have like the same 2 coaches all the time so far, so they usually know what I have been working on. It was super helpful. Definitely recommend that if you're in Balance 365, go and get coaching. Other things that have worked is, for example, making my own cakes and desserts instead of like store-bought ones. I do already see that I want to reduce sugar in some because it's too sweet, and it gives you kind of like a different feeling, I would say. Another thing is probably Kamoya Ferry. Oh, so happy I found her. She is a plus size personal trainer doing YouTube workouts, mostly walking, like kind of like in the direction of Go With Joe, but like also strength training. I really enjoy her. Like, she always has like an affirmation in the beginning, and yeah, I find her very uplifting. She's so nice. She's always responding if you comment on her videos, and yeah, she's very sweet. So I'm definitely gonna continue with her, and maybe I wanna try her program, either her membership or first the free one. We'll see. What didn't work to achieve this goal, I tried to have like theme days for working out, like having stretch on Monday and then total body on Tuesday and cardio on Saturday, and it didn't completely work out because there were certain days that I would always skip because something happening, I'm gonna meet somebody, and then I wouldn't do like abs for like 3 weeks or so. So I have to change that. We'll have to see how I'm gonna do that, but that definitely didn't work out. Obviously my weight loss didn't work out the way I wanted to. Another like mindset thing was that I would think, because I'm still using my fasting app to kind of like prevent myself from snacking after dinner, when I fasted in the morning and just ate like first time in like for lunch, I would tell myself, oh, today you can have a pizza because you skipped breakfast. Yeah, that didn't work out. Or I mean, it worked out in a way that I lost a little bit weight. I just didn't lose enough as I wanted to. So we probably have to change that thought. What I've learned in this 12-week year is definitely, once again, consistency trumps intensity. Like, even if you do a very little thing and just say, okay, I'm committing to, I don't know, walk for 5 minutes every day for a whole month. You can always do more if you want to, but on the days where you don't feel well, you just fall back to them, and it's amazing how much things can change within a month or two if you just keep going on that and not kind of like changing your whole life at once, but like step by step. And if I think about now, I have such a solid sleep and movement routine that it will be easier for me to now work on other things, mostly nutrition. Then probably that setbacks are part of the journey. Sure, I said that before, but I would say in the past, if I had looked at the data now after 3 months and saying, oh, I only lost a half a kilo, this obviously doesn't work. I don't think like that anymore. I see that it has worked, that I probably have to put a bit more effort in and more changes to get like a bigger result. But I mean, I maintained my weight and then lost a bit. So I do see, okay, the things I'm already doing help me to lose a bit. So I just have to get like a little bit more on it and we're good. So I think that was super helpful to have kind of like a different mindset in it and not like being here on camera and thinking like, I'm never gonna do this again and this is not working and just wanting to give up. And I feel like it's so important for your own self-health to be there for you also in times where you face disappointment or failure or setbacks, that you're there for you and you say, I'm gonna pick you up again and we're gonna try again tomorrow or next week. And probably the last thing that I have learned was to embrace the season, and also with that the darker times, having like a lot of like lights and candles and kind of using like this darker time to goal setting or planning things, having time to dream and to plan and think about next season or next year. And this was actually a lovely time and just feeling really grateful for having this place, to be able to live in Norway, to have a safe job, to have a job that I like to go to with nice colleagues, that I'm in quite a good health, that I have access to water and food, and that I have a warm bed, even if it gets cold outside, and that I have great friends and family. And yeah, I think these darker times can really help you to being grateful for that. So now that I'm tearing up, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Obviously, we'll continue, but in a different format. I'm so grateful for you being here, and I hope you had a great season, and I see you very soon to the next video. We'll see each other again already on Thursday, because for Vlogmas I have a different uploading schedule, and I'm really looking forward to see you. Have a wonderful Sunday. I see you very soon. Bye bye.